1. Who approves the gratuity fund for the applicant? A. Fiber B. C. Pension manager D. Commissioner 2. Banking companies are established under the Banking Companies Ordinance A. 1984 B. 1962 C. 1960 D. 1924 3. CBR was established under the CBR Act of A. 1924 B. 1962 C. 2001 D. 2007 4. Which of the following is a capital asset? A. Stock in trade B. Raw material C. Movable property D. All of these 5. Which of the following is not a company according to the definition of company? A. Provincial government B. Modaraba C. Federal government D. Foreign associate 1. Cooperative societies are established under the Cooperative Societies Act A. 1924 B. 1925 C. 1962 D. 1984. 2. The distribution of accumulated profit by the company to its shareholders is called A. Dividend B. Bonus C. Allowance D. Profit 3. Keyboard is announced A. Quarterly B. Biannually C. Annually D. Monthly 4. Modaraba is defined in the Modaraba Companies and Modaraba Flotation and Control Ordinance A. 1984 B. 1924 C. 1925 D. 1980. 5. NCCPL stands for A. National Counting and Clearing Pakistan Limited B. National Counting Companies Pakistan Limited C. National Clearing Company of Pakistan Limited D. National Certification Company of Pakistan Limited. 6. Which of the following is not a person according to ETO Act 2001? A. Federal government B. Individual C. Company D. Local government. Which of the following is not a public company? A. A company in which not less than 50% shares are held by federal government. B. A company in which not less than 50% shares are held by provincial government. C. A company in which not less than 50% shares are held by foreign government. D. A company whose shares were traded in and were removed before end of year. Which of the following is not a resident company? A. Company incorporated under Companies Ordinance 1924 B. Company incorporated under law enforced in Pakistan. C. Where the control and management is held wholly or partly in Pakistan. D. Provincial government or local government. Who is defined as the resident individual? A. Who has been in Pakistan for 360 days in 4 preceding tax years. B. Who has been in Pakistan for 183 or more days in Pakistan. C. Who has been in Pakistan for 150 days or more. D. All of these. Which of the following is small or medium enterprise? A. Person who is engaged in manufacturing and whose turnover doesn't exceed 200 million rupees. B. Person who is engaged in production and whose turnover doesn't exceed $100 million. C. Person who is engaged in production and whose turnover doesn't exceed 250 million monthly. D. Person who is engaged in production and whose turnover doesn't exceed 250 million rupees in tax year. Which of the following is not an industrial undertaking? A. The establishment where the goods are manufactured and processed. B. 10 or more persons in Pakistan doesn't use electrical energy or any other form of energy. C. 10 or more persons in Pakistan and involves the use of electrical energy. D. All of these. NBFC stands for A. Non-Building Finance Corporation. B. Non-Banking Finance Corporation. C. Non-Building Finance Company. D. Non-Banking Finance Company. Which ordinance was repealed in ETO Act 2001? A. 1924 B. 1925 C. 1979 D. 1984. How many tax years are defined in ETO Act 2001? A. 2 B. 3 C. 4 D. 5. When does the normal tax year start? A. 1st Jan B. 1st June C. 1st July D. 1st Dec.